Girl,
Everybody
it's
follow
packed
the one
out
line,
here tonight.
please. Follow the one line, please.
I told you.
IDs out. I need to see IDs. Thank you, ladies. Welcome to Park Ave.
Excuse me. Hello? Can you move? What? Excuse me. Oh my God. You ready to go? Girl, I've been ready.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here to get through this thing called life. Electric word, life. That means forever, and that's a mighty, mighty, mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you that there's something else. The afterworld. I don't know, it just feels like Prince should start it off. It seems really blessed. Like Purple Rain did really well. We were trying to do really well. Purple Rain, Prince, I miss him. It all makes sense in my mind.
It connects.
Oh my God, the lovely voice you're listening to, or probably the annoying voice, is me, NatoyaEbony, and I'm sitting here with
Adrianna Cool.
And we're starting, this is actually episode, we're going to say 0 because it's not going to be like every other episode. This is the introductory episode to Recovering Party Girls.
Woohoo! Clink, clink.
Clink, clink. Oh, yeah, clink, clink. So welcome, friends. We're excited to have you. It's probably like maybe my mama just listening right now, but if it's just you, hey girl, hey,
mama.
Hey girl, hey. But the purpose of this podcast is titled Recovering Party Girls because I feel like everybody lives in a space that they're recovering from something. Mm-hmm. It could be, and it doesn't have to be as extensive as drugs.
Alcohol.
Or alcohol. I mean, I recover from that too.
Me too.
But we feel that people recover from just life issues, family,
relationships,
fuck boys,
friendships,
parents,
brothers and sisters,
work, brothers and sisters, girlfriends, and baby mamas.
Girl, yes.
I think you spend the greater portion of your life recovering
from something.
So like I said, I'm NatoyaEbony. I'm from actually Orlando, Florida. I live here in Houston. Been a Houstonian for about 5, I think I'm going on 5 years now. And let's see, I went to FAMU. Graduated in 2009, I want to say. Yeah, December 2009. I was out here popping. And I went and got my master's at Walden. And since then, I've pretty much been confused. If you ask me about anything, I know nothing. I'm 31. I'm single. I have no kids. And I don't even know, like, what I'm supposed to be doing professionally. If you really want to know, I'm just out here living, right? I'm just out here cashing the check and paying rent. I'm breathing.
I'm just breathing.
I'm just out here just breathing.
Oh my God.
And I have Adrianna with me, Adrianna Cool.
Hi guys. So, that was a good pop.
That was like a hood rat. Hood rat.
I'm originally from the tourist capital of the world. No, it's not what you're thinking. Corpus Christi, Texas.
I was thinking when you said it's Corpus Christi, really the
it is. It's going to be. It's working its way towards their
Anybody trying to go to Corpus Christi, but go ahead, girl.
Shout out to Corpus Christi. We are the tourist capital of the world. Watch for it. I moved to Houston in 2004. No specific reason. It was the first time I went to Houston spring break of 2004. That was in March, and in July I moved up here because I wanted to get out of my mom's house. I thought I was grown, and turns out I'm still not grown. I'm not grown at all.
Don't you love to be grown but not grown?
So I've been out here ever since. I did a stint in Dallas for less than a year.
Why you make it sound like you went to prison?
Because that's what it felt like.
I did a stint in
Dallas. That was like, my 40 days in the wilderness type shit.
You want to talk about it?
Girl, that's a whole nother episode.
You did a bid?
I did a bid in goddamn Dallas.
I did a bid. Is it a bid if it's like a week?
I don't know.
I did a stint. I did like a week stint in Tallahassee because I couldn't keep my hands on myself. Well, they deserved it, but I couldn't keep my hands on myself.
Yeah.
I still have that problem.
Like prison?
No, I went to like jail, like the county jail.
No, I didn't go to jail in Dallas.
You make it sound like you went to jail. I'm saying I actually did a stint.
No, girl, no. It was
Shout out to Leon County.
It was just like a wilderness phase, and I was just lost and confused. And
then you came to Houston?
Then I moved back to Houston.
Oh.
Girl, I was on the verge of going to Onyx in Dallas and saying, I'm ready to get on stage. It was that bad.
Onyx is in Dallas too?
Yes.
Come on, Onyx to be a franchise because it's one in Atlanta. No, it's one in Atlanta. It's one here, and I think it's one in like North Carolina.
I was cocktail with
Onyx is a strip club, by the way, for the people who don't know.
And I was like, man, fuck this shit, because I was literally putting pennies together. Because I mean,
what would have been your stripper name?
I don't know. Probably something like a Hispanic name, like Alessandra or something like that.
Horrible.
Something like that. But yeah, and then I moved back, and I've been back ever since. And I come to realize that I really love Houston. So
I like Houston. I don't think Houston's my final place, though.
I think this is a home base, but maybe not. Like, I just want to be.
I can see this being your home base because you're from Corpus, but I'm from Florida. So if I was gonna travel a lot,
you're not.
I probably would make Orlando back my home base, so I can always go back to see my family and stuff.
I gotcha.
Well, that's popping. Anything else good people should know?
I'm a good dancer.
Ooh. Let them know, child.
So if ever you see me on the dance floor,
that's
the
me.
fuck up. Because I get it popping.
So what do you think? Okay, so we titled it Recovering Party Girls because, like I said, we feel like people are always recovering. For me, and I guess for you sometimes, we feel like we're recovering from like a party girl lifestyle, meaning going out, drinking, guys. Drinking, niggas, and getting drunk. And me, sometimes I crash a car or two. We'll talk about all those things later. But do you think, have you ever been to a therapist?
Yes.
Okay, so when you went to therapy, did they ask you, like, the first thing they say is, they ask you about your home life, like your parents. So I really think people initially start needing to recover, and when I say recovery, I don't mean you guys taking a year or two to get back to a happy place. I mean, you fall out with your friend on Monday, your feelings are hurt, you have your come to Jesus moment, and you're friends again. That's like a recovery period, because like the definition of recovering is actually to return to a normal state of health, mind, or strength.
Come through definition.
Girl, come on, Google. Girl, Google is your friend.
Definition.
But like you constantly are recovering. Just like if you're a single person and you get with somebody, you're recovering from being single. When you're with somebody and you break up, you're recovering from being in a relationship. You do. Give me snaps. But what do you think when you went to therapy, do you think everything does stem from your childhood?
Yes.
Everything?
I think that how we learn to deal with situations as far as like conflict resolution and just self-esteem in itself, I think it does come from how we were taught to deal with things. Because if we're not taught as kids how to express our feelings without being shunned or being ashamed of how we feel, whatever, then we're going to adapt to that. If my parent taught me to be ashamed of how I felt and that I shouldn't feel how I feel because I have everything in the world, I don't need to be sad about nothing, I'm gonna hold on to that because throughout my life, because I don't.
It's ingrained in you.
Yeah, it's ingrained in me.
I could see that, because I think they ask you about your parents first, because your parents are actually your first friends. They're the first.
They teach you how life is.
Yeah, but then like they teach you how life, but yet they're your first friends. Because when you're like 2 and 3, I look at my friends with kids now. The 2-year-old or 3-year-old can't breathe. The parent walks 5 steps away. It's like, let's play. You're literally your kid's first friend. You're kind of your kid's first enemy, because you guys like you have the debate. Like if you want to do something, they say no. It's like, what you mean no? I mean, you don't say it like that as a kid, but you're kind of looking like no. They're literally your first exposure to everything. So I guess it does have a lot to do with it, which kind of annoys me a little bit, because I think when like girls have problems with guys, they blame it on daddy issues, and I hate daddy issues like to the core of me. Only because like I've been feeling like when you have daddy issues, you're giving them like power, if that makes any sense. Like, I have issues because you weren't there or you abandoned me, and it's like, why does nigga get this much power?
I think it's the fact that to me as an adult, as I look back with the relationship I have with my dad, yeah, we got issues, but I wish that he would have told me more that, hey, you're special. You can't let anybody treat you any kind of way.
Oh, yeah.
I think that should, fuck everything else, that should have been established in our relationship. And I think every father-daughter relationship should be where the dad puts in his daughter's head that she is special. Can't nobody treat her any kind of way. She deserves the best in life, and don't settle. Because these niggas out here will make you settle for some bullshit.
Or you be like me. You know what's the most annoying?
And you be thinking like, you know what? I could deal with that. I could deal with his 5 kids by 5 different women.
I don't want to be single forever. Or it be
Daddy should have told me I deserve better.
No, what makes it even worse when you like. I'm 31, so now my cousins are now 31 as well, because we're kind of close to the same age. And when you start seeing like your younger cousins settling down, then like you got, you know, aunts and stuff coming to your mom like, hey girl, what's Natoya Ebony doing? And she's like, I don't know. Like, I'm home eating a peanut butter jelly sandwich, watching TV.
Chilling, living,
right here,
AC cooling,
just chilling. You know, we should have had napkins and stuff. But no, seriously, because then they start like, I don't want to say judging you, but everyone starts to inquire when you start to get a certain age. It's like, well, what's wrong with you, hon?
girl. I said, I don't give a shit.
I don't really care now. Well, because I know for sure I don't like want kids right now for sure. Like that's not even like an obligation. Like I can't. I'm still raising myself. I'm still trying to figure out how to adult properly.
Bravo, honey, because I don't know how to do it.
Like, I'm confused. Do you think I know my for sure financially? I'm recovering from college. No, for real. Like, Sally Mae, hey girl, if you're listening to this, give me a break. Okay?
Me too. Fed loans.
Oh, you too, Fed loans.
Give me a break, man. I'm trying.
Do you think, like, okay, so if you spend majority of your life recovering from something, do you think there's ever a time that everything's gelling at one time? And how do you get there? Well, how do you get there? Because I mean, at this point, nothing's really like work wise. I'm like, F it, right? Not in a relationship. Last one I was in was like, he tried me.
Doo-doo.
Yeah, definitely tried me. And then like personally, I'm just like, oh, okay, I don't really know where I'm supposed to be.
I think,
and then I feel bad because I'm 31.
you shouldn't look at your age. First of all, don't look at your age, because everybody that all my close friends, they have this.
But you stay at a wedding, so all your close friends are married.
I know, but they have this timeline of what they're supposed to be, where they're supposed to be at a certain age, and I'm like, no, I'm not falling into that trap. Like I just got into a space where I feel like I found my path. But that just happened at 32. It took me all of this shit, and then plus me going to jail, getting this DUI, going through probation, being sober for a whole year to realize, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing at 32.
Well,
so I think that it just takes time, and you have to figure out that, like, you have to want to get to know what you want to do for yourself. Like, you have to find that out. Like, that's the hardest shit in the world, is to figure out your own fucking self.
It really is.
It's so hard, but it's also equally rewarding. Because now it's just like, okay, this is me. This is it. This is
supposed to be.
I'm supposed to be doing.
I'm gonna be funny. I'm not gonna be funny. I can be
so
this.
I can do this. I'm talented in this. I'm not that great in this.
I'm not that good at this.
I'm not good at this at all. I'm okay with that. And then life starts throwing you these bones, and you're like, okay, this is really happening.
God aligned. The universe is aligning stuff.
But it takes for you to go through all this bullshit, and then like this like moment where you're just like, you gotta surrender everything and just be like, all right, I'm not in control. But
well, did you really? So with the DUI, were you? Because I remember when you got the DUI.
Yes, that was tragic.
That was really tragic when you got because really I think you could have got out of it, but that's just...
but the way God wanted me to learn, He said, no, ma'am.
You want to tell what happened? So I can tell.
Yeah. So before I got my DUI, it was November. It was 2014. I had just.
It was that long. It's been.
Yes.
Oh, Libra was open.
Yes,
okay.
Libra Lounge was open. I had gone through this relationship and with this guy, and it was such a toxic relationship, and I didn't know how to deal with the breakup part. And I was so devastated because I thought that this person was my forever person. I thought that this is the guy I'm gonna marry.
Let's get
like,
married.
like I was gonna tattoo this nigga name on me. Like, that's how deep it was, and it was so toxic. And once I got out of it, I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle my emotions.
You tell them boy back. Tell them boy back.
Girl, and I was just drinking so much. I mean, every night.
Do you think you were drinking more than usual, or were you just? Do you think you were drinking more than
Yes.
usual?
I know I was drinking more than usual.
Okay.
Because my goal every night was to get fucked up.
Oh, blackout. See, I black out too. That's my issue.
I was and even at work, I did not care. And usually I have some type of like self-composed.
We both bartend.
Yes. And usually I have some type of self-composure. But during that period, I said, fuck it, balls to the wall, bad decisions, come at me, because I'm ready.
Hey! I mean, that sounds horrible the way you're describing it. However, I remember you doing that era. It was a great time.
It was, we had a lot of fun.
We partied a lot. It was a good time.
7-Eleven had just came out, and that was our song.
That was literally our
I
shit.
would literally stop working and go dance with you.
We're the worst.
And I remember it was a Thursday night. I was living and just grooving. I came into work, poured me up a glass of wine. As I
was it Merlot? Was it red or white?
It was Chardonnay.
Okay, top off.
Sutter Home Chardonnay, and just chilling. And then some friends came in. You know, the regulars would come in and be like, "You want to buy a shot? You want me to buy a shot?" Fuck yeah! And at the time, I was drinking Hennessy, so I was.
You were not drinking Hennessy.
Yes, I was.
Hennessy,
it's hot. Not even chilled, hot.
You African American, you.
With a little squeeze of lime.
You hood nigga, you.
So, that was my drink of choice. So, of course, I'm all of 125 pounds. So, that shit hits me really fast.
You can't see her, but she's literally like, you could probably a double zero.
I'm a small girl.
Like,
so,
000.
So, only in American sizes. European sizes, I'm like a 4.
Ooh, try.
Anyways. So I remember the owner came in and was like, "Yo, you need to be careful. You need to be careful." So I'm like, I'm going to another spot. So
you know what happens though? Truth be told, it always happens when you're going to the next spot. Like that be it. That's when I always was taking over the mountain.
Bitch. So then I took a shot before I left, and I peaced out. And I went to the other spot and had me a great time. I just remember being on the bar. And I had a Corona and another shot of Hennessy.
I can't believe you was drinking Hennessy. I'm
girl, Hennessy, like now I can't even drink the shit. I can't even smell it. It'll make me vomit. But and I remember me and the other manager at the other club, we was just laughing and they kikiing, and then it was time for me to go home. So and for some reason, the way I took was not a normal way that I would always go. Mm-hmm. I was actually on the Beltway when I should have just stayed straight on the feeder road. Okay. I actually got on the Beltway. And
the Beltway's like a big highway.
And now that I look back, I was riding on that line that like, you know how like, click, I was riding on that shit. That's how my tires got fucked up. So I was like, click. I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? My car, at the time I had an Infiniti, so it automatically cut off. So I'm like, fuck. So I got outside, and this was the first night. It was like 30 degrees outside. And of course, I had this little dress on.
Oh my God, you're the worst.
And I go outside, I'm like, oh my God, I have 2 flat tires. What the fuck? So, and my car stopped right before the exit ramp of the Beltway. And so I'm calling the owner of the bar that I was at. And I'm like, can you please come help me? So he was on his way. I just see a cop pull up beside me, and he was just like, hey, you can't block the exit ramp. And I said, I know that. my car, I have a flat tire. He goes, you have 2 flat tires. How did you get 2 flat tires? Look, I don't know.
Oh, man.
So he has a tow truck tow my car. Next thing I know, I'm in the back of the cop car. He's just like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take you in. I was just like, but you don't understand. I have a big gala tomorrow, and I can't go to jail right now. Like,
did you make it to it?
Girl, oh no.
What day you went to jail?
It was a Thursday night. I had this big event on at my job at the time. I worked at a suit store, but they always did this big gala every year in November. And that night, that Friday was the big event. And I was just like, sir, you don't understand. Like, this is my job. Like, I can't miss this event. Like, it's a huge event for my job, and I have to be there. And he goes, you're not going.
Like, what? Yeah, bitch, your ass going to jail.
So of course, you know, me being my defiant self, I was so pissed off. So, you know, he handcuffs me. He handcuffs me in the back. So I'm like in the car going, and then I don't know how I did it.
You got out the handcuffs?
I moved the handcuffs. I did all this. Girl, I was like this in the back of the cop car. I did all of that, and I put my handcuffs in front of me.
Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
So when he took me out of the car, he goes, how the fuck did you do that?
What the fuck?
And I was just like, what you mean? You put my handcuffs in front of me.
What did you do? Wait, I need to know, why did you do that?
He was like, oh, you gonna be that type tonight, huh? So he put me in a holding cell. Basically, he waited till my blood alcohol level got to the highest point for me to take my blood test.
How you do that? You just wait?
He wait. Like, it's just like, you'll learn that in class.
Yeah, I also have a DUI story, friends.
So basically, like, after you stop drinking, your blood alcohol level rises, and that's where it's most concentrated, and then that's how they get you, is because it can't be over a certain amount. If in Texas, it has to be a certain amount, or you'll have to get the thing in your car, and that'll determine your probation.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So of course mine was high as fuck.
That's not funny. We're not laughing because we think it's funny. We're just laughing because it was so stupid.
It was super high. And he was just like he was so mean to me. He was such a jerk.
He should have, you dumbass.
He was such a jerk.
Your handcuffs?
And then I got out of my handcuffs. So there was one where like it was loose on me. So I just took my thing out. So I'm like, hey, with my arms. And he was just like,
oh my God.
Okay. So he chained me to the bench. And I had a bruise on my wrist.
Adrianna, why?
So tight.
Why?
Because I was drunk, girl.
You're so dumb. Yes, we're not no, this is very serious. You should not drink and drive. Trust me.
No, that's like the worst. Like, the worst thing in the world.
We're laughing about it now, but
DUI in the state of Texas or in the state of anywhere. Don't drink and drive.
We're laughing about it now, but I remember when Adrianna was going through it. It was not a laughing matter.
Funny.
It was
like,
not.
I was devastated.
No,
and
you
then
were.
When I went to court and I heard all these things against me, I'm just like, but I'm a good person.
Nigga, you got out your handcuffs. You criminal.
Like, I'm just like, no, I'm a good person. I'm a Christian. Like, I believe in Jesus. Like, it should not be happening to me.
Oh my God, I got tears. You're stupid.
So, and of course, I showed up late, and then the whole process of going to court was horrible. And then the last day, of course, I was late again. And then the judge was like, okay, I'm going to make an example out of somebody today. I mean, he was just going ham on me. And I was just sitting in the little corner crying because I really thought I was going to go to jail. And so my lawyer got there and he was like, you're not going to jail. You're pleading today, so it's fine. So I was like, all right, cool. So after you plead, it's like you got to stay there like an extra 2 hours because they have to go over all this fucking paperwork. And so I'm just like ready to go. And he's just like, okay, well, you can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. I said, wait, what is this? And he goes, you're on probation now. So your life is within Harris County. I said, what does that mean? What? And he was just like, yeah, if you want to go out of town, you have to ask permission. Can't do drugs, can't drink, can't do nothing. And you have to report everything that you do to your probation officer. I said,
You had a babysitter.
I was like, so I can't like go. He said, you can't leave Harris County without permission. I was like, well, and he was like, oh, and you know, if you're working in an industry where, he's like, I see that you're a bartender, yeah, you're probably gonna have to find another job. And I was like, well, I don't know what. I don't know what else I'm good at. What you mean? So I went home. I was just devastated. I was crying because I was like, this is not my life. Like, what the fuck? What am I doing? Fast forward, I was still drinking, still doing my thing.
I'm gonna tell you something. So I used to go into Adrianna's bar, right?
Still drinking.
Still turning up. It was like, it's done. We cooling.
Woo! I'm done with court. I'm on probation now.
We were celebrating the fact that she was done. And then one day I walked in and I said, Adrianna, you want me to get you a shot? And she said, no. I'm like, you feeling okay? She was like, yeah. I let it go. The next time I came in, Adrianna, hey girl, you want to get a shot? No, I'm good. And then finally one day she was just like, girl, this is not even a joke.
Girl, this is not no joke. My probation officer, my dumbass drank before I met my probation officer.
Did she smell the vodka? You know
No. So I bought 2 bottles of wine and like a case of Corona, right? Drank it all. Woke, and mind you, it was at 7 in the morning when I scheduled my appointment. So the alcohol was still fresh on my breath. Went to go, and I had a breathalyzer in my car. So, yeah. Ooh. So, mind you, the breathalyzer, it detects alcohol within the last 12 hours. I was just still drinking at 1 o'clock in the morning.
And you took it?
So, I blowed in the breathalyzer. It gave me straight failed reading. So I was like,
wait, on your way to your probation officer?
So I couldn't start my car. Then it starts raining. And I just had this epiphany. I'm fucking up. I'm really fucking up in life. I'm really, really fucking up. So I go bang on my neighbor's door like a maniac. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be late to my probation officer. Can you please give me a ride? I'll give you $20. Take me to my probation officer. It is up the street. I will walk back. And he was just like, okay. Takes me to my probation officer. Go in. I'm chilling. I'm thinking they drug test you, but they test you for drugs. I don't do drugs. I just drink.
I can't believe you drank that late knowing you had to go see them people. But go ahead, girl. Hey. You know.
So, go in there, talk to her, bullshit my way through. And she's like asking me all these questions. I'm like, yeah, girl, it was a mistake, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, okay, well, I'm finna drug test you. And I said, okay, cool. I don't do drugs, so I wasn't worried about it. So and I had to see her twice a month. So the next time I went to see her, which was a week later, she was like, oh, come in, have a seat. I was like, yeah, girl, what's up?
Your pants are cute.
Yeah. So
Fashion Nova?
Fashion Nova. So she goes, yeah, we're gonna have to talk. And I was like, about what? And she was just like, you were drinking. I said, when? She was like, she goes, I know you were drinking. She said you failed your breathalyzer test and you failed your drug test. I said, but I don't do drugs. She's like, I don't test you for she's like, I test you for drugs, but I also test you for alcohol. Girl, when I say my heart was in my uterus, my heart was in my uterus, girl. So she goes, so we're going to play this 2 different ways. It's only 2 ways that you can do this. And I was like, okay. She was like, the first way, you can stop drinking completely and do this program and be done with it. Or I can just send you to jail right now. You tell me what you want to do.
Oh, bitch, stop drinking.
I started crying. I said, look, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I didn't know. This is so much on me. She goes, well, do you need counseling? I said, no, I don't need counseling. This is just a lie. It's a lie. You're telling me all the things I can't do, and I ain't never been without alcohol. I don't know how my life is going to be.
You might well say that. You might ahead, because I went before.
No, but like, I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But then I'm just like, no, like, I'm just fucking up. It is me. I'm just really fucking up. And she's like, you have to take this seriously because this is your life. And if you don't want to be in this system, you will have to do what I tell you to do. She was like, I will drug test you randomly. If I have to go to your house, I will go to your house. You cannot have alcohol with you. You cannot be in a place where serve alcohol. She said that's against your probation. And if I find you doing something, I'm putting your ass in jail. I was like, I rededicate my life to Jesus Christ right now.
So they still let you bartend?
I had to. Luckily, see, by the grace of God, let me tell you how God works. God already knew what was going to happen. He knew I was going to mess up, and he knew I was going to have a come to Jesus moment, and he knew that he was going to put me in a position to where I could have another job in play.
Oh, okay.
So at the time, that's when I got the position at the city. So I started working at the health department, and that way I told her, and I showed her my first check stub, and I showed her all my paperwork that I got hired or whatever. So she was like, okay, cool. But I was still working at the bar. But yeah. So that was my story. Kids, do not drink and drive. And the state of Texas is one of the worst states to ever get a DUI because they throw the hammer at you. So please drink responsibly, get an Uber, get a cab, ride with a friend.
I love your story, especially the fact that I'm still going through mine. Scared the living shit out of me, why don't you?
Girl, but you know what? It's a blessing.
Okay,
because
so
once you go through that period,
it ain't no blessing. See, here's the story, friends. Oh God, it's so embarrassing. So
come on, it's us. It's just us.
It's us and whoever's listening.
It's us.
You know, probably my mama too. So I was having a good Sunday fun day. It was great. It was a great turn up. I went to my Sunday fun days usually started with brunch.
Maybe breakfast.
I ate a good French toast, probably chicken and waffles. I pop off, and then I drink a good mimosa. Cheers. And actually I was drinking grand mimosas that day. Grand mimosas when you put the Grand Marnier on top of it.
Oh my gosh.
Girl, delicious though.
Sounds good.
It is. So I was drinking these grand mimosas, and I went to a couple of day parties because I roll a lot by myself. So I was chilling by myself, and when I'll hit a bunch of spots by myself.
Right.
So a normal person at 10 o'clock, if you've been, partaking since 10, normal people probably go home around 1 or 2 o'clock. Well, I'm a person that once I start getting intoxicated, I want to turn up even more. Go hard or go home is my theory. So I started drinking shots of Crown Apple. I went to some places. And I drank a lot.
Did you go to D-Bar that day? I saw you.
I went to D-Bar that day as well. I went to Social Junkie. I went to Tailgaters. I stopped by a friend's house. See, that's the problem. I stopped by the friend's house. So mind you, I'm in a place where I actually can go to bed. And just wake up.
You chose not to.
Definitely chose not to. So I'm like, okay, girl, I gotta go to work tomorrow because this is the factor. I need to be home because I live close to my job because I need to go to work. Not I could sleep over here and still go to work, but I have to. Not the logical thing, because mind you, I can sleep here and still go to work.
And go to work.
Still can do that.
Right.
And now I have to go home right now and go to work. So, mind you, this car is brand new. I think 15,000 miles on it.
Nice.
It was very nice car. So I jumped in the car, boop boop. Not sure what I'm playing. I feel like a seat at the table was probably popping around that time.
No,
it wasn't September 11th. What was pop? Whatever was popping, probably is what I was playing.
It was last year, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, definitely September 11th. Just a cursed day.
Girl, it was literally 2 days before I got on probation. I got on probation.
You had your probation to me.
I literally just got off probation.
I get in the car, I drive not even a mile, and all I remember is boom, and the airbag hits me, something burns me on my leg, and the first thing to think is drive off drunk. But the police runs to the car, and I'm trying to get out the car because now I see smoke, so I'm thinking the shit's about to blow up. I can't die like this. This can't be the death. This is not the death. This is not how I play the death. The death is not this. Not it 30 years old. This is not the call you want to give your mom. So the police is like, don't touch the handle. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, in a slurred, drunken way, of course. And I get out the car, and he was like, have you been drinking? Mind you, I am tore down. I'm not even like kind of drunk. I'm not buzzed. I am tore the fuck down. Like, drunk. Like, the word in court is comatose. Drunk. Oh. Yeah, ain't that's not a good word. So I get out the car. He's like, are you drunk? I'm like, nah, whatever. And then finally he was like, are you drunk? And then I was just like, yeah. And I just sat on the curb. And then the thing was, I was so drunk I ended up blacking out. So I remember going to the hospital because, mind you, the airbag, the fire, the smoke and all that. Yeah. So I go to the hospital. The only thing I really remember about the hospital was the fact that when they stuck me with the needle, and I remember thinking, shit, they about to get this blood alcohol level like to the purest of the pure. And mind you, it's like 10, 11 o'clock. I had been drinking since 10 in the morning. So I'm like sky high at this point. Like, I am, the word is comatose, right? So then the thing is, I'm so drunk. By the time we get to jail, I'm asleep. I wake up and forget that this whole incident happened. So I wake up and I'm like, huh? Shit. And then it comes back to me, but not like pieces. Yeah, not I'm like, fuck. And now I'm thinking, still, I gotta get to work. The thing was the job. I have to get to the job. Oh my God. So I end up I was clearly in jail the whole night, but I was so drunk I didn't realize I was in jail the whole night. So about the time I actually came to.
So you were in Harris County or you in city?
I was in Missouri City's jail. Oh. Yeah, I was in Fort Bend.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm sure their process is a little different.
Yeah. Actually, they were really nice and it was really quick.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it was just
like 8 hours.
Yeah, it's like, hey girl, and I'm like, hey, when I'm on leave. And they're like, yeah, and the girl's like, you had a night, didn't you? I'm like, it was lit. Like, I don't have to say at this point. It was lit till I hit the cop car. Like, who hits a cop?
Oh, so you hit a cop.
I hit a police officer. Like, I'm surprised he didn't blow my damn brains out thinking it was like a hate crime or some shit. You know, like, police could think like, this is like a act against them. Like, hey, y'all be doing some fucked up stuff, but I'm not trying to take you out. Like, I'm not the one that's trying. Yeah, like, I'm not the one.
Did she tell you that you hit a cop car?
I didn't find out until I called the cop later. So I'm finally like, I need to call my homegirl. So I called my friend. The literal words was, I'm in jail. Bail me out right now. And to her blessings or magic powers, like an hour and a half later, she had her best friend coming to pick me up. So I was like, okay, cool. All right. Not necessarily, and this is the thing. I've been through the court process before. Like I said earlier, I did box a couple of 3 girls when I was in college. So I'm not that far removed from like not knowing how the system goes. Yeah, I know the process. But in my mind, it didn't fully dwell on me. It kind of was just like, all right, cool. Yeah. And then it was just like, oh shit, I got a court date and I have to go through this process of, the fact that A, I'm pretty sure I might need to go clock into an AA meeting, and B, like, do I have some, like, A, I think I really was worried. I was like, do I have some real issues that I really, no, but honestly, you start to think
but it makes you think like that.
You do.
It makes you think, like, am I that person? Like, am I an alcoholic? Like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I stop? Why can't I stop?
Not necessarily even stop in general. Why can't I stop once I'm in the mode? Yeah. Which, is, from what I learned, because I did go to therapy after that is a problem too. Like, if you're in the mode and you can't stop yourself in the mode, that is also, that's a problem as well. Yeah. But yeah, she bailed me out, and then I've been going through the process, which it's draining because I totaled my car out. The brand new car is totaled, so I have the car's gone. And luckily, they paid it off, and I had gap insurance, so that's relief. But then it's like, you total. That's not a good feeling to total a brand new car, and on top of that, to have to pay a lawyer and just go through the entire process.
When they say it's 10 grand, that motherfucker is 10 grand. Yeah. When I calculated everything that I spent, as far as like going to court, paying my lawyer, paying the court fees, gas, parking for downtown.
And see, I've been in Uber too. Me and Uber have been friends.
Like,
shout out to Uber.
Parking for downtown is $20 by itself every month for a year. that, right? They don't tell you that. Then you gotta pay the lawyer, you gotta pay your court fees, you gotta pay your probation fees. And then my probation officer, she was so fly with it. She was just like, okay, this is what you owe every month. And I was just like, okay, well, if I pay that, what is the court fee? What is the probation fees? She said, don't worry about that. It's all together.
It wasn't?
Okay, so I know that I owe $800 for the court fees. So, and she was just like, just pay this a month. Don't worry about all that. Because I'm thinking in my mind, if I do $400, that's my court fees.
Well, they told me $1,500 off rip.
I don't even know how much my shit was.
Yeah, I think my total would be like $1,500.
I know my payments were $300 a month.
Girl,
yes,
made me sick.
Yes, I was sick. I was sick.
Yeah, that'll make you sick.
That was sick. And then they send you like these little notices saying you late.
Bitch, I can't afford it.
But yeah, and then my lawyer was just like, not my lawyer, my probation officer was just like, you gotta figure it out. I don't know what to tell you. You gotta figure it out.
I got a bartend, bitch, but y'all won't let me.
You gotta figure it out. You gotta figure it out. You gotta make a way. But luckily, that second job kicked in, and I was able to pay everything. I ended up paying it off earlier.
Yeah.
And because that's all they care about.
They really do, honestly.
If you pass your drug test and you pay your fees on time, they're not gonna bother you.
That's what because if you go to jail for that, you're just in jail. They don't get no money off. Well, they do. They get. I think they get money based on people in jail.
Yeah. But I think that's prison, not.
Lord, I don't know nothing about that. Then good. No, but seriously, but mine was a long time coming. I've skated.
Yeah, me too.
Like even in college, I ran my Honda into a ditch, and the police took me home and called my mama.
Me too.
They called my mama.
Oh,
girl, they called my mama, and he took me home. And I went to 70. Shout out to 7-Eleven because they don't have them in Houston. But I was at 7-Eleven getting some Starburst and a Slurpee. Horrible.
Oh my God.
Just horrible.
Girl.
So now that we've, bared our souls, and I actually still have way more stories, and that's the sad part. I'm pretty sure you do too.
Girl.
I have stories. Tons. But, so that...
In a synopsis.
Is basically what the Recovering Party Girls is about recovering from whatever is eating you, Gilbert Grape. And it, like I said, it can go from, I recover from niggas all the time. I stay recovering from a nigga. I recover from family. Family has to recover from me. I recover from friends. They have to recover from me.
Everybody's recovering from
Everybody's
something.
recovering from something. So, like I said, this is an introductory episode, so it's a little different than what we would normally do. Next week, we will just actually pick a topic and discuss the topic and discuss how we recovered from it. So it could be from adultery to baby mamas to baby daddies to friends to enemies. It could be whatever, but I hope you guys will join us next week.
Don't hope, girl. Y'all better listen to us next week. Please.
Oh my God, I'm so happy this is kind of...
We have really good stories.
We do have great
stories to tell.
And I was like a groupie at one point. No, I'm just kind of a little bit.
Please.
But the only thing I regret though deciding to do a podcast is all the raunchy pictures I sent boys in the past. I don't want them to come back into my life.
Well, I feel like you can send them a cease and desist.
After my vagina's on the internet.
But you know how Rob posted those pictures of China on Instagram?
Yeah.
We can just get that lawyer.
Oh, okay.
And tell
the thing about it is
cyberbullying.
Yeah, because honestly, I don't send the same pictures to the same guys, right?
Right.
So really, if something pop up, I'm like, nah, I know this. I know this picture. This is you. You know how I know? Because I bought that lingerie for you. Any final words, honey?
Just listen to our podcast. It's a fun time. We're fun.
It's a good time. I'm still a good time even with the bullshit.
And we all.
All right, guys, tune into us next week. We'll be on Wednesdays. It's Recovering Party Girls.
Because we're your Woman Crush Wednesdays, baby.
Yeah, seriously, go look at our Instagram page. Well, look at the pictures on our Instagram page.
Like
and find
the
us.
pictures.
We're
Follow
popping.
us. and all the shit.
Okay.
Make a comment.
I can. Oh yeah, and like us on iTunes too. They should. Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
all that.
Okay. Bye guys.
Love y'all. That was fun.